All right, so Bob, you brought in all these donuts. We've got Chef Bob Hirasawa here from Farm Fresh, but we're not cooking donuts. That's just like a side complimentary piece to the meal, which is going to be what?
Well, we're going to start with today. We're going to have some. We're going to do a Cajun pork chop. I'm going to marinate it with little hot sauces and little things, spike it up. Then we're going to put an extra crispy crust on it using cornflakes, ground up cornflakes.
Nice.
But then we're also going to top that with some fresh fruit.
All right, we got some watermelon, we got some blueberries, strawberries.
Fresh fruits in there, and do the cucumber and lime juice. Have a little bit of, with pork, we always want to have some slaw. We're going to have our summer slaw here. And then we're going to finish it off with a little bit of Cajun rice pilaf.
Wow, is this going to be spicy?
It'd be a little bit spicy.
Or is it spice to your taste?
Spice to your taste. We, like everything, you can make it to how you want to do it. But we're gonna even it out with the fresh fruit, and the fruit's going to have to kind of like cool it down.
All right, sounds good. I'm glad we're not grilling this week.
I was going to say, we won't burn anything. I got enough of that.
All right, well, we'll get everything fired up in just a moment. Okay. Don't you love that energy? Oh my goodness. Well, one thing you're tapping into today is your Cajun side. We're making something a little spicy. You said spice to taste, but I can smell all these spices coming up. So what do we have going on over here?
I got pork chops in here, and it's marinated. I used all these ingredients here. Started basically with the Texas Pete and a few spices.
Texas Pete's kind of empty right now.
Empty? Well, that's because it's in here.
That's a lot of Texas Pete. Okay.
But we're going to let that marinate for a little bit. Then we're going to bread it in the next segment or in between.
Okay.
But I wanted to get you started.
So let that marinate. We've got the pork chops marinated. Put all the spices in there. And what are we working on now?
And then we have the fruit salsa.
Okay.
And pretty much this is going to be a dump thing. Go ahead and you're going to start dumping the different things.
No particular order?
No. That's
strawberries. Let's put in some.
A little bit of red onion just for flavor. That's the cucumber.
Ooh. Got that fresh, the fresh
then
flavors.
This is some watermelon.
Watermelon.
Okay. And again, use whatever fruit you want, and then fresh peaches.
Okay.
And if you want to give that a quick stir.
All right, I can do that.
Okay, get that out of the way.
I love fruit, but sometimes chopping can be, you have any hacks for tips for how to chop everything up real nice?
Well, actually, a lot of our fruit, we do have a new program that is in our produce department where they do have fresh fruit cut down for you.
Right.
Actually, it's a more economical way for you to go with. Also, if you want to shop on our salad bar.
Okay.
Salad bar, you can get just what you want.
Those are some good tips.
We also
Make it easy.
This is going to be a little fresh mint. Okay, and we have a little cilantro to make a Southwest kind of flavor.
Okay, and you just want to mix that all in there as well?
Keep on mixing. I'm going to add a little bit of honey to kind of just bring that sweetness out of it, like we really need it.
So the honey was not going to make it soggy, though.
No, it won't. And this is meant to be kind of eaten pretty much 10 minutes, 15 minutes after we put it together.
Okay, so you just want to do this when you're ready to go.
Right. And then we want to get that sweetness going on. We want a little bit of tart to kind of balance things out.
All right.
And we're going to add a little lime juice. And I'll show you a little trick. When you get the limes, you want to get the juice out, press it and roll it.
Okay. You're going to put a lot of pressure?
Yeah, just put a lot of pressure. What it does, it breaks up those membranes inside and makes the juices come out.
All right.
So when you do...
Okay, my rolling's not too...
You're good.
All
and
right.
then if you want to cut, you can just squeeze these out.
Okay.
And I usually, because there's no seeds in there, you don't have to worry, but sometimes you want to put your hand underneath just to catch those extra seeds.
I love adding lime, fresh lime. It definitely brings out flavor.
And the price is coming back down. It was kind of up there for a while. I think Chris was saying our $5 limes. So, but now they're affordable. But this is going to be, you can bring this together. And let this just come together for 10, 15 minutes.
Do you want to chill it after this? Or?
You can.
Okay.
Not necessarily, but hopefully we're going to be, it would take, the pork chops would be done in about 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, well that looks great. Looks so colorful. Great summer salad.
It is. It's a great, easy one. We're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and go with the pork.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to put that off to the side.
All right, so what are we working on next, Chef?
We're going to go ahead and bread the pork chops. Okay.
So this mixture right here, what is this, some flour?
That's flour and had a little Cajun seasoning in there.
With the Cajun seasoning.
Yeah. And then we have a little egg, and that too has a little Cajun seasoning.
All right.
And then we have the ground up cornflakes and a little bit of panko, just add a little more crust to that.
And what is the best way to get it nice and ground up like that?
Use a food processor.
Okay, or so you can cornflakes.
Yeah, if you don't have that, go and throw it in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, that's me.
In
the bag, crunching. Just don't bust a hole in the bag because then you'll have cornflakes everywhere.
And then, we're going to go ahead and do that. That's kind of boring, so we're going to jump on this.
Okay.
We're going to add a rice pilaf to that.
Okay.
I cook the rice down, a little bit of, like little Uncle Ben's, a little bit of stock. You can use water, but water has no flavor.
Okay, so you prefer to use the stock with the rice?
Yeah, at least my water at home doesn't have any seasoning. Right. But
most people's don't.
It's priced like it is. But anyway, I'm going to add those two. I sauteed it with a little bit of onion, a little bit of garlic, and then we're going to go ahead and add some other things to that to kind of brighten it up. Roasted corn.
Okay.
Okay.
So you just roasted that out in the oven or in the grill?
Actually, I did it right on top of the burners here this morning.
Oh, nice.
And just roasted it, and what I'm looking for is to bring that sweetness out on them. Okay, so we can go ahead and add that to there. I'm going to let you the black beans.
Black beans.
And
This is a well-rounded meal. You got a little bit of everything
yeah, for
real.
a little color, we're going to do some red pepper and some green pepper.
Okay.
Okay. And
you just stir that
give
up.
that stir up. And a hat, yeah, and I'll bring that over so you can see it. But it is has a little seasoning in there, has the flavors from the rice pilaf, and we're just going to let this kind of flavors come together. Like the corn and everything is going to have a little bit of sweetness there. The black beans kind of help with the color contrast, and hopefully we can see that on camera.
So this seems like a lot to do, but really, how long do you need for prep time and to make the fruit salad aside, and then this?
Yeah, the cutting of the fruit probably takes, and the cutting of vegetables takes the longest.
That's what takes the longest.
Yeah, probably give yourself about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. And then and it all, like I said, but actually when it all comes together pretty quickly.
Right.
So we can do it. Okay.
Okay.
And then we're gonna, I guess we got more time. Okay.
We've got so the next step is we're going to bread the pork chops, and the pork chops again have been sitting in a marinade of Texas Pete, some Cajun spices.
garlic, ground garlic, and a little cumin, and also a little bit of our farm fresh spice.
And how long do we need to let that marinate?
You know, it'd be best, the longer the better, an hour or so.
Okay.
But you know, it'll be just fine in about, hopefully you'll find in about 10 minutes it'll be good for us.
Okay, sounds good. So we've got our, our fruits and our little side going. We've got the rice ready. Now we just need the pork chops, which we'll be getting to in just a little minute.
Right.
And pork chops are special this week.
Pork chops are special, along with the fruits are on special this week.
All right, so they can pop into Farm Fresh. You can do this one too.
And we always have those colossal donuts.
Oh yes, and the colossal donuts.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Don't put my mind back on those. I'm thinking about the pork chops. We'll be back with those pork chops. Oh, there's those donuts. But we're going to be working on some pork chops a little bit later. All right, everyone, this Thursday morning, we're back now in the kitchen with Chef Bob Hirasawa from Farm Fresh. And today he's making Cajun corn flake crusted pork chops. Got that with all the fixins. We've got fresh fruit salsa, Cajun rice pilaf with roasted corn and black beans. And let's not forget, we've got some summer slaw. Right now, what we're going to work on is getting these pork chops nice and ready.
Yeah, actually, we moved along pretty good in that first segment. So we're just going to show you the breading station, the breading of this, and the process. This has been marinating for about 10 minutes. And we said we had the hot sauce and all the spices. We're going to do. I always go with that's a wet item. So it goes into a dry, which is a flour, seasoned flour, then goes back into egg to help make a bind, and then you put on the breadcrumbs.
So we just got to coat this, right?
Coat that, yeah, real good.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
And then that's good. Shake off a little bit extra if you can.
I can pick it up. All right.
There you go. There you go.
And dip it in the egg.
Dip it in the egg.
So is this the trick to getting it breaded just right? You have to go to the wet, to the dry.
Wet. Yeah. And then when you put it in here, we have this already seasoned up a little bit. One layer each.
And this
each
is like
layer.
the cornflakes you crushed up with some panko
With
breadcrumbs.
little panko breadcrumbs. It just helps to kind of get a little bit more.
And so you just pat it right on there?
Yeah. And actually, at this point, I like to press it in so it adheres real well to the pork
Right.
chop.
I hate that when I start and then the breading comes off.
And these are some great pork chops. These are some center cut pork chops. It's like the T-bone of the pork.
Okay.
So, and I'm just going to drop these in.
Get the next
And when you
one
put them
ready.
in, make sure you put that, lay it away from you.
Right, because you don't want it to pop.
Right, if there's any kind of splash, it splashes toward, you don't want to splash towards you.
Right, okay.
Okay, so that's
That's
hopefully
good
a
advice.
tip of the day.
Safety in the kitchen.
Yep.
Shake that off. Down the
There you go.
egg. Oops.
Yeah, you're like a pro.
Not really, but I'm trying. And this one, what'd you do? We kind of.
And just put that over top. And I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way.
Just pat it on there real well. And then how long are you going to leave it to fry?
Yeah, in the fryer, you're going to get to a golden brown, which is basically about
And that's ready to go.
about 5 minutes, depending on the thickness of the pork chop. If they're real thick, you may want to just get the brown and get to a golden brown, and then finish them in the oven for about a few minutes under 350.
And then that should be
Right.
done.
And then these came out. This is how they're going to come out when they're finished.
Voila!
For you.
This is a finished product.
Right. And we're going to go and plate this up for you.
Okay, so we've got our breaded Cajun pork chops. Now, how, I think Cajun, I'm always thinking of the spice. And how
Spicy.
spicy are these?
Well, you'll see in a minute.
Okay.
Fair enough? But
Right.
they should be. They will be a little spicy.
But I guess you can tone it down if you don't want it
Right.
too spicy.
Right, and you can always adjust that. We're gonna add the little summer slaw to go with it.
So is this something you sell at Farm Fresh already done, the summer slaw?
Yes, it is. It's one of our most popular items in our deli service
Okay.
deli. Go right up there, and we have it for you.
Okay, we've got
And then
the rice pilaf with
rice
the
here.
roasted corn and the black beans.
Black bean, little peppers for color. Okay, and we have that for you. Oh, maybe put that to the back a little bit.
Okay.
So.
And then we've got our fruit salsa. And you know what? You know what I was thinking is, when you think of Farm Fresh, you think of the grocery store, you don't even realize that you guys have chefs on staff.
We do. We have 6 stores that have chefs on staff there, and I'm gonna put just a little bit over top of that. For you.
Pretty.
Okay.
It's
And
so
then we'll just go
colorful.
ahead and put a little bit of.
So you have 6 chefs on staff, and what do
Oh,
they do? They can help you
yeah.
meal plan and
Actually, 6 locations that have chefs, and we have 2 in Virginia Beach. We have 1 in Chesapeake. We have 1 in downtown Ghent, Ghent, 21st Street, and we have 1 in Newport News and 1 in Richmond.
Okay.
So these are locations that have chefs in them, basically, and they're there for anything you want. They do offer what we call chill prepared foods, or foods that like the busy soccer mom can take home, just heat up and ready to
well,
go.
that is good to know.
Or they will cook items for you too.
All right, and we'll have these not menus, the recipes up on the website. So if you're interested in making any of this, I can't wait to taste it. Farm Fresh, we've got Chef Bob, he's the best. Okay, Farm Fresh locations are across Hampton Roads. You can find one closest to you at farmfreshsupermarkets.com. And let's not forget, you can also pick up the colossal donuts, which you may have spied on our set this week. They're on special, $5.99 for a dozen. If you can eat all of those, that's a bunch.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
a bunch. Look at those donuts. All right, thanks, Bob.
You're welcome. Thank you.